Yugituber I here. Oh my god! Happy birthday to me!
This deck is unbeatable in my opinion.
Yugituber I here. I know I haven't done one of these in some time, but I was so impressed with my next, as I call them, victims. Sorry, dude. That I had to get him in. I bumped him to the front of the line because he's very, very good at Yugi-tubing. I very much have enjoyed his videos, the ones that I've seen so far. He's got quite a few up there. He's got quite a few subscribers so far, but I'm trying to help him get a bit of a boost so more people can find his channel and see just how good this guy is. Now, he goes with a very well-known name. It's Charlie Chaplin, but he's not the Charlie Chaplin you remember from the silent films, because he's anything but silent in his videos, that's for sure. And he doesn't do the little fork and bun dance like Johnny Depp did in that movie or whatever, Benny and June or something. Anyway, there he is, guys, right there. That's Charlie Chaplin right there. And he's my next opponent for the Intervuel, which we will get going right away as soon as I can line everything up. That looks good. All right. Now, you'll have to talk a little loud because, like I was telling you earlier, I have misplaced my speakers for the computer. So, yeah, it might be a little hard to hear, so scream a little if you can. All right? All right, so I've got a dice here, so we'll roll to see who goes first. And I have rolled a 5. Do you...
6.
All right. Nope, it's a 5, so we do a double roll. Actually, you know what? Screw that. You're the guest. You can go first, sir.
All right.
All right. While you're contemplating your first move, after you, of course, pull your hand. Let me see, am I in view there? Yep, we're good. Okay. I'll draw my hand. That's good. All right. So the one question I always ask everybody right off the hop, because there's usually a pretty good backstory to this sort of thing. When did you get involved with Yu-Gi-Oh! And what was the first deck you ran?
Okay, I actually started playing when we got the first structure decks here in America in 2002.
Yeah.
And the very first deck I played was a combination of both structure decks.
Nice.
But it's, we kind of knew the rules behind Tribune, so I didn't play like the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I did play it over the Dark Magician, but I didn't. We played the level 4 and level 3 monsters, and played stuff like Change of Heart when we got the Legend of Blue Eyes set and everything like that. So.
Very good.
All right, so I have drawn my hand.
Sure.
I'm going to set a monster, and I'm going to set a back row.
Set a monster in a back row? Okay, so one monster, one back row. Alright, so it's my turn. I will draw. Alright, there you go. Yeah, alright. Okay, so what am I going to do here? I'm going to summon. I'm going to summon Card Trooper.
Card Trooper summon is okay.
Alright. Yeah, you good with that?
That's okay.
Alright. Sorry about the glare, you guys. It's kind of an odd angle that I got things at here, and the light doesn't help very much, but there we go. Okay, so Card Trooper on the field. I'm going to activate his effect and mill 3.
Okay.
So I'll mill Lumina, Dark Hole, lucky you, and Solar Recharge. That kind of sucks. See, I've been having really bad mills lately for some odd reason. I'm milling all the good stuff and not the stuff I want in there. Okay, so currently, what deck are you running, and why did you choose it?
Currently, right now, I am playing windups, and
Ooh.
I chose windups because I have steered away from the deck ever since it's been a deck, and I have just I've been so adamant about not playing it. But finally, I realized that for number one, the deck is just really, really, really good.
Yes.
And, it has some of the most phenomenal plays. It helps you think about advantage, like what you need to do, what you can't do.
Right.
And just for the most part, like it just has really good matchups against things. So.
Yeah. I've only ever beaten windups once in my entire Yu-Gi-Oh history, so you're probably going to win this one. So, all right, now, because I'm gonna solar recharge the wolf that I drew. So
that's probably a good idea.
yeah, I'm gonna draw one, draw two. Mill 1, which is Tragodia, and 2, Light Ray Gearfried.
Oh, you're playing Light Ray Swarms.
Yeah, well, just him. For now, until I change it, because I want to use Big Eye, so I need the Diabolos and the other guy too.
Yes.
Alright, so I will use my card trooper to attack your face down monster.
Alright. You run into a Spirit Reaper.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Awesome. Alright. That kind of sucks. The impenetrable wall. Alright, okay. Cool. Alright, well then I'm going to end my turn. And I'm going to say go ahead, sir.
Draw.
I'm assuming, my next question basically was, after you were using the starter decks way back when, what was your first competitive deck that you used?
That's a good one. For some odd reason, there is a gap. I can't, like, following the summer of 2002 to round about the beginning of 2004, like right when we were entering Gold Control format.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember what I played, but so I kind of just tell people that the first competitive deck that I played was Gold Control.
Ah, awesome. I did a deck profile on Go Control. It's a great deck.
Oh, I love it. Like it's one of the earliest decks that teaches players about advantage.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Knowing when to hold them and when to fold them, and like you couldn't just, make any kind of obscure plays with that deck and just luck up on something. Like you actually had to.
You had to think.
You had to play skillful. And that's what I like about that format. I think that's what everybody liked about that format.
Yeah, I think so too. It's one of my favorite formats. Although I wasn't really competitive back then, but I played in a couple of like locals sort of thing with that kind of thing. So it was a lot of fun.
Me too. I wasn't like overly competitive back in 2004, but I did play it. And what's cool about it though is I built the deck because I saw someone else playing it and I just liked the way it flowed.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize was that we were getting premier level events in 2004, and that people were actually playing Gold Control at these events, and I was unaware of that. I actually didn't come into playing the game competitively until like 2006 when a friend of mine got me into it, like going to events and stuff like that. So
yeah, right on. A little bit later than that for me, just because I didn't really. I'll be honest, I didn't really know that there were that many competitive events at that time, so I knew of locals. I didn't really realize, no one ever mentioned to me about regionals and stuff like that. And we didn't really have a lot of places back then to play at. So, not like now, where I can play at 3-4 different places around here all the time.
That's me too. I've got like 4 local shops I can go to.
Yeah, for sure. So what are you going to do there, man?
How many cards you got in your hand?
I'm holding 5.
You're holding 5. I don't like that. You know what? I need to go grab grab something real quick. Just a second.
Sure.
Like, second. 1, 2, I'm back. Alright.
Well, that wasn't really leaving. I could still see you.
Well, I forgot that I was cataloging my collection because I picked up someone's collection this past weekend.
Oh, nice.
So I got new cards, and I forgot that I reorganized everything. So my extra deck's kind of, out there. But it's a standard wind-up extra, so there's nothing obscure about it.
Okay.
All right.
It's okay. It's just an interview, so we'll allow you to cheat anyways.
Well, I don't want to send the wrong impression to my subscribers and your viewers and stuff.
Oh, they won't get the wrong impression. They know I'm all about the goofiness around here, so.
That's good. I love that. All right, so I'm gonna normal summon magician.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna reveal shark.
Okay.
All right. And I see you finna hit your Baylor. I don't like that.
No, I'm ditching a Max C, buddy.
Ooh, that's even worse.
So you special out the shark, and I'm gonna draw. Oh, good lord.
Okay. Well, that definitely does. Okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I guess you're gonna be drawing a lot of cards here.
I like that. That's okay.
All right. So I'm gonna make shark 3.
Yep.
And trigger magician.
Okay.
Magician. Chain link 2. Special. Rat fence.
All right. I will draw for that.
Yeah. Yes. So we're going to Ole Reaper Shark.
Okay.
3 will make somebody draw.
Okie doke.
You're gonna draw like 13 cards off of this one.
I just drew for Zen Mighty.
Zen Mighty detaches the activated effect,
Okay.
matching the wind-up shark.
Okay.
Call, so you have a response?
No, you're okay for now.
Okay. Somebody's effect. Special. Let's go get the. That's probably not a good idea. Let's go get another shark, shall we?
All right. And I'll draw for that.
Alright.
I guess I should probably ask you another question. All right. So, of all Yu-Gi-Oh, what is your absolute most favorite card?
Black Luster Soldier Envoy at the beginning.
Really?
Yes, this is an indicator of like when you watch my channel intro.
Yeah.
I'm holding up a Black Luster Soldier Envoy at the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my favorite card of all time. Like I absolutely just love that guy.
Oh yeah, he's broken, man. He's one of the best ever. So.
It's pretty insane. All right, so Shark. I'm not gonna trigger Shark's effect.
Okay.
Shark is gonna go to exceed with Magician.
Okay.
Into Papilloperative. And I stress Papilloperative because there are so many people that don't know how to say it. Papilloperative.
Yeah. Papilloperative, yes. Yes. The butterfly he's talking about there, guys.
Full-time butterfly with Papilloperative. Okay. I'm going to detach for Papilloperative, activating his effect.
Okay.
Alright, response?
I'm not too sure where you're going with that, so I'm going to let it go. Because I'm kind of interested to see.
Alright. Papilloperative target is my rat that's in the pen.
Okay. Alright. I see where you're going now.
Activate wind up Rex effect.
Okay. I will veil that one.
Alright, that's good. Alright. Alright, let's go into battle phase.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack with Zemadi.
Okay, I take, I'm at 400.
11, you draw a card.
I draw one.
Fulfill a pair of attacks for 21.
I will take it. So 11 and 21 is a total of 32.
Alright. 8,000, you're 48.
Okay, so clear history. Okay, so 8,000, 4,800. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
How many cards you got in here?
8.
Wow. Can you do the, let me see your graveyard.
Sure. I have a Card Trooper, Effect Veiler, Max C, Light Ray Gearfried, Tragodia, Wolf, 2 Recharges, Dark Hole, and Illumina.
So Light Sworn count is at 2.
It is. I believe it's just Lumina and Wolf.
Yours.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So while I'm thinking about what I'm going to do after I draw one, for 9 cards in hand, actually you kind of answered the question I'm about to ask you earlier, because I was going to say, what was your favorite format of all time? And you mentioned it was Gold Control.
Well, actually, Gold Control wasn't my favorite format, though.
Oh, okay.
So you can still ask that question.
Then consider it asked.
My favorite format of all time actually was Gladiator Beast format.
Really?
Yes. And Gladiator Beast, for me, was probably one of my most competitive decks of that time period. Because I feel like the game has transitioned
Yeah.
to a new era. And
Yes,
so,
I'd agree. For sure.
So back in that time period, my most competitive deck, like when Light Swarm was big,
Yeah.
Black Wings had just gotten their format and their hype, and they got hit. And Gladiator Beast took the stage before Teledad. So I feel like, Gladiator Beast was probably my favorite format because it was one of my favorite decks.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to run that deck.
It is. I absolutely love it. And I'm a control player anyway, so like Gladiator Beast always gave me every aspect of a control deck that I wanted.
Right,
So,
right. That's cool. That's very cool. I only screwed around with a Gladiator deck. I never actually ran one at any point, but a buddy of mine had the deck, so I used to use his all the time. And it was a lot of fun to play.
yeah, I absolutely loved it.
All right, I'm going to make my turn here. I'm going to play a Charge of the Light Brigade.
Charge of the Light Brigade, alright.
Any response to that, sir?
No response.
All right. Consider it played. I will mill 3. 1 Mystical Space Typhoon. 1 Wolf, finally. And Raikou. So the Wolf gets special summoned.
It does.
Any response to that?
Nope.
All right. Okay, now let me check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Okay, all right. Now, I have 5 lights in my graveyard with different names.
So that means
Being Raikou, Wolf, Lumina, Gearfried, and Effect Veiler. Just for the record. So I will special out my other Light Ray Gearfried.
that's what I thought. Okay.
And I will normal summon. Oh, you know what? I didn't add 1 to my hand. My bad. I'm going to add a Lila. And I'll cut them. Right, so I'll add Lila to my hand. But I'm going to summon Lumina. I'm gonna a response to that?
No responses.
All right, then I'm going to activate her effect and discard. Hang on. Discard Jane to the graveyard to special summon another Lumina.
Yep.
And I will activate her effect. Discard Garoth. To summon out another wolf. Now, Pupil Imperative. He's 21, isn't she?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Why do I have this sinking feeling that that you have a mirror force in the back row? I'm down to 5 cards, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm considering what the hell to do here. I'll pop another question at you that you can discuss with the viewers there. If you could design a card, any card you wanted, what would it be? Spell, trap, monster, doesn't matter.
I'm glad you asked.
I usually love these answers too, by the way.
If I could design a card for Yu-Gi-Oh, I actually used the Yu-Gi-Oh card maker to actually make this card, but I can't find it now. But I made a card called Blue Eyes Darkness Dragon.
Oh.
Because Phantom Darkness was one of my favorite sets.
Yeah.
And in celebration of that set, I made a dark version of Blue Eyes White Dragon. So Blue Eyes Darkness Dragon. Same statistics except it's a dark instead of a light. And its effect reads, if you control 2 or more dragon type monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you contribute a dragon type monster you control to destroy 1 card on the field, and the card's controller takes 1,000 points of damage.
That's cool. That's actually, you know what? And that's not so overdone that you couldn't see something like that happening. That's, I think, is very, very cool.
Oh, and to keep it balanced, I put a condition on his. I put a condition on a note. He has the Grandmaster stipulation that there can only be 1 Blue Eyes Darkness Dragon. So there's no possible chance of like OT Kane with Blue Eyes Darkness Dragon.
That's cool. Blue Eyes Darkness Dragon. What do you guys think of that? Leave a comment below because I think that's a great idea. It's actually kind of similar to a card idea I had that I don't actually think I mentioned on any of these interviews, but you know how decks like Lightsworn, Light Rays, they have a card that they can use called Honest.
Yes.
Well, I think dark monsters, generic dark monsters need one too, and I think it should be called Dishonest. And it should be a dark one, and it should enhance the attack of dark monsters, I think.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Dishonest. I think it's kind of funny. So leave a comment below too for that one too, you guys, what you thought of that one. All right. Okay, so I've got like spammed out field here. You're gonna think I'm kind of crazy, but I am going to overlay my 2 Luminas together.
They're level 4s, right?
They're level 3s actually.
They're level 3. Okay.
Yes. Pull out my extra deck. All right. And I'm going to use my Tempo. All right. And I will activate Tempo's effect to detach 1 from your... which would be more worthwhile? I think the Butterfly, because if you pull off a rat effect again, then that's just no good. So yeah, pull that one out of there. All right. All right. So I will use my Light Ray Gearfried to attack your Pupilo Imperative.
defense on lightweight Gearfried?
The defense on Gearfried is 2,200. The attack is 2,800.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Next, I will. How much is Rad again? He's only like 500 or 600 or something.
600, but he has 0 attack because of Papilla Parry.
Oh, right. Okay, then I'll hit him with Tempo.
Tempo's at 22.
No, he's at 17.
Well, he should have got a boost because you used this effect on him.
Oh, yes, you are correct. That's right. He goes up to 22.
And you have a wolf on the field, correct?
I have 2 wolves. Yes.
Let's see. And 5 in hand.
And 5 in hand, correct.
Okay, well, I'm going to activate Book of Moon.
Oh, on Tempo. All right. Okay, I will try again with Wolf. And I will attack your Zen Mighty with Wolf. And that takes care of my attacks. I have nothing else really to play, so I'll end turn and I'll ask you your next question. It's similar to the question I just asked, except if you could make or come up with an archetype for monster decks or for a deck type or something, like an archetype that you could run, what would it be and how would it work?
That's pretty interesting. I don't know if I have a definitive name for the archetype I would want to come up with. I would want to do something like, maybe call them like,
Futurists. Futurians.
Futurists. I like that. And then we could have different types of futurists. They have different effects, but they're all centered around art. Basically, the idea of this archetype I thought about, didn't think of the name, but this archetype, it would center around revealing cards in your hand.
Okay.
Kind of Golden Ladybug and Shark and all that. And your futurists on the field would get effects if you reveal the card and you play the card next turn or something like that, or you get an effect when you reveal a certain type of card, or just something like that.
That's actually a pretty cool idea, man. I like that. Like it's like a delayed effect. So I'm assuming the effects you'll attach to these guys are actually going to be pretty damn good if they go off.
Yes.
Okay. That's kind of a neat idea. I actually dig that. You should write Konami and tell them. It's like, get your heads out of your asses and put out something cool like this.
Right?
That's actually a really good idea, man.
Well, I'm going to draw my card for the turn.
All right. And I'll hit you with another question, because now it's like rapid fire. When did you start Yugi-Tubing, and how did you decide to, or why, and how did you decide to do it?
I got into Yugi-Tubing of June of this year, and the reason why I decided to get into Yugi-Tubing is because I wanted to figure out a way to get knowledge out to people, in the masses.
Yeah.
So the idea was, instead of just being a local hero, like I wanted to try to inspire people, who use such a broad network like YouTube, something like that.
Right.
So there's a lot of people who inspired me in terms of doing it, because there's already, so many established YouTubers.
Yeah.
I figured, why not? Why not give it a shot?
And it turns out, in my opinion, it turns out you're actually got quite a skill for it. Your stuff is enjoyable to watch, man. Like I go through a lot of Yugi, you know, because I'm always looking for people that I think could have a possibility to do one of these interviews and expose them a little more. And a lot of the times it's like next, right? You just keep clicking. And I just, by total chance, I stumbled on one of your posts. I think it was in one of the Yugi groups on Facebook. I thought, that guy's got the best name ever, Charlie Chaplin. I got to check this out. So I watched a couple of your videos. I went, wow, this guy's actually really good at this. I got to get in contact with him. I got to bump his ass to the top of the fucking line, and we're going to do this. Because I rather enjoy your stuff, and you guys will too if you go sub to his channel. I will put a link in the description box now that you're rocking back and forth on my Mandarin Orange box here. Anyways, yeah, so when I saw your... man, you made me laugh a couple of times, and if you can make me laugh, then that's a good thing. Right? And not that it's that hard to make me laugh. I mean, it's actually pretty easy, but still... there's not a lot of good comedy. There's stupid comedy and there's good comedy, right? So, and I very much enjoyed your stuff, so I figured I got to get this guy noticed because he deserves a hell of a lot more attention than he's getting. All right, and speaking of comedy, my next question to you is, of all the Yugi-Tubers that you've seen, who do you think has the funniest videos?
Beside you.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people know that they come to my channel for all the schlock and shits and giggles anyways, all right. But other than me, yeah, who do you think has the funniest videos? There's a few of them, so it's a tough question.
That's what I was going to say, yeah, that's quite a few of them. Realistically, like if I had to actually name somebody, I would say Great Fells, Montana.
He's pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
He's got some funny stuff.
He cracks me up with his rants and, you know.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. He's a really funny guy. You know what's funny about him is sometimes I don't think he's trying to be, and he just is.
Yeah, and like, to me, it's just funny how he shows so much emotion and so much conviction when he does his videos, and it's like he's adamant about what he's talking about, and it's just funny like how he's going off. It's just, it makes you think, God, I'm so glad that I'm not that person or those people that he's talking about.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
So,
yeah,
man.
He's one of the better ones for that sort of thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, so like if I had to pick somebody, that's who I would say is Great Fells, Montana. Like
another one I think that's worth at least an honorable mention, because I have fallen out of my chair watching some of his videos before, and he's kind of controversial. He calls himself the anti-Yugi-Tuber.
Yes.
Mickey Vlogs.
That's what you're talking about.
The guy cracks me up.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe I have a weird sense of humor.
He seemed all right to me.
I wouldn't say I take a lot of his material to heart, but it's just like he makes me not want to watch him sometimes.
I've felt that way on occasion myself. Absolutely.
It's just like, I mean, I can tolerate, you know, angry rants and, you know, cursing and stuff like that. But this man, he goes on a extreme.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
A bit more than I actually, you know, care for. And some of it can be funny sometimes, but a lot of it's just like, yeah, I'll catch you on a better day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, and he did some kind of contest one time too, trying to get less known Yugi-Tubers exposed and stuff like that. And one of my friends actually sent me the link to his contest, and I wrote him back and I said, I appreciate the help, but I even though I'm not established or anything like that, I don't really want my name tied to him.
Ah, okay.
I have a different aim. And if you noticed, in my videos, I don't use profanities. I feel like you you can speak without having
To curse.
Yeah, you can speak without. And plus, I realized I have children that watch my videos too. So
Yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
and I just feel like I can get my point across to the YouTube community and to the Yu-Gi-Oh community without having to use profanities or even insults. Like I don't even insult people in my videos. Like a lot of people get on videos and they'll be like, "Well, people on Doodle Network are such idiots." No. You never want to do.
I kind of do that all the time, actually.
I don't know. I guess for me, that I just don't like. I just don't see the strategy behind it, and especially with me not having a whole lot of subscribers, I don't want to drive anybody away with my thoughts of what I feel about people who play on Dueling Network.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Maybe if I started getting into thousands of subscribers and stuff, then I'll start telling people how I feel.
When, if you lose a few, no big deal, right? Well, I from the get-go, when I started doing this myself, I wanted people to see me for who I really was. I wasn't going to, I mean, I ham it up, obviously, a little bit sometimes, but let's face it, I swear a little. I do oddball shit sometimes. Fair enough, right? I'm just your average Joe. I mean, everybody's got their quirks.
Yeah. Like, I watch the videos. Like, you're not outrageous, though. Like, a lot of your videos, I like watching your content.
Oh, well, thanks, man.
And, yeah, you're not, like, outrageous about it, So...
Oh, I have my moments.
I think we all do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm about to upload a couple more videos along with this one later on of one of my Feeding Frenzy videos, and we got talking in one of them about we started a group on Facebook because we play with, there's a bunch of Asian guys that play with us, right? And we're all friends. Everybody there is friends, but we call them the Nexus, right? They're kind of self-appointed themselves as the Nexus. Right, their own little Asian clan kind of thing, right? So we on Facebook started up a group called White Guys Unite.
Wow.
Right? But it's not meant to be like racist or anything. It's just a sort of a racial humorous side kind of in your face sort of thing to these guys.
No, it's just very interesting. That's a very interesting name. Like
the thing is we've got an East Indian guy in there. We've got my friend Gavin, who happens to be a black dude, and we've got Max, who's an Asian guy. So it's not that you can only be white guys to be in our group, but
white guys are part.
Well, I mean, I'm a white guy, so I can't help it, man. I was born that way.
Some guys are like.
See, the thing is and everybody knows this because I've stated it many, many times. My whole motto on the whole race thing is there's one race, the human race, and just like every other species in the planet, we come in a variety. Right? So, with all that controversial crap aside, anyways, let's get back to this and some questions. Okay.
I'm gonna set 2 and tell you to go.
Okay. Wow. Nothing to summon, dude? Oh, he's waiting. He's going to spank me huge in a minute. All right. Okay, I'm going to flip my tempo back up to face-up position. Response?
Now you have 6 cards in hand now, right?
I do. 6 cards.
You have 2 Luminas in gray?
Yes, I do. Well, no, just one. The other one's still attached to Tempo.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So, and it could be triple J.
I think I have 1, 2, 3. I do have 4 different names in here, by the way.
Yep, that's what I was worried about. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and torrential.
All right, probably a good move. All right.
It's probably, you know, that is what you can't do right now, though. So.
Well, I feel.
I feel like that's my most optimal play right now, like in the position that I am.
Yeah, I would agree. So my next question to you, while I'm deciding how the hell I'm going to bail myself out of this, if you could duel any Yugi-Tuber, who would it be and why?
If I could duel any Yugi-Tuber, it would be Mike Hilario / Slim Edge Team Signature.
He's awesome.
Yes, he is. And the reason why I say I would want to duel him is because I have watched all his material. He's actually very smart. Like I'm actually surprised he's not more successful in the Yu-Gi-Oh community as a player.
Yeah.
Because the man's theory is just amazing.
Yes.
Like, he brings a different element to the game that I love. You know, like he's reserved. And even though, like you said, you know, we all have our quirks, you know, so,
yeah.
you know, he gets a little, you know, a little bold sometimes and may use profanities here and there, but he's not a disrespectful person. Like, I just would not mind playing against him and, like, discussing the game with him because, you know, he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, he does, 100%. I actually really... I felt kind of like when I did the interview with him at YCS Tacoma, I was sort of unprepared. I left all my questions at home. I didn't have, like, I was going to ask him some of the questions off like an interview type thing. We were actually supposed to do a live interview, but he loaned his deck out to one of his teammates who was still in it. So I just fired some random questions, and I thought it could have been better, but the next time we meet up, I'll hit him again. And we'll do an interview, I think, next time.
I would love to see that because, like I said, you know, Slim's got it. Like, he has every resource to be, if not the best, one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh players of our generation right now. Like, he has everything it takes.
100% agree with you too, and he's very good at the Yugi-Tubing as well, and it shows.
It's actually one of my big inspirations. I have a few, but Slim Edge Team Symmetry, for the most part, is one of my biggest inspirations as far as Yugi-Tuber. Like, I message him on Facebook all the time, and I'm always commenting on his videos because he just does really amazing work at what he does.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good at what he does. And if I had to model myself after anybody, like if you were to ask me, I would want to model myself, not try to replicate him because we can't replicate each other. Like, we have to be unique in our own way.
Yeah, for sure.
If I had to model myself after someone, I would want to do things in the...
like a similar vein.
Yeah, in a similar fashion. Like, I would want to do things like Slim because he's too good. Like, the guy's too good.
He's got to be up there in my top 5 of all time, for sure.
Yes.
And I met him in person. Well, we've been incommunicado for many, like, probably the last year at least. Like, just chatting back and forth or messaging back and forth. And when I got to meet him in person, it was pretty cool for me because he has this presence too. It's kind of hard to describe. I mean, I know I do too. When I walk into a room, everybody kind of goes, but he has the same thing, right? And he's got, I mean, everybody knows the guy pretty much, and he's always got something either really cool or nice to say, or something that you actually you sit down and you want to listen to the guy because he just has that aura about him.
He's charismatic. Like,
That's perfect word.
He can hold your attention.
Yes.
That's what I like about him too, because despite the fact that sometimes every once in a while he'll put out like a 30-minute video, it's like you can't just get on YouTube and watch somebody do a 30-minute video. Like, it's hard.
I know.
But he holds your attention. Like, when he's talking, he holds your attention.
Yeah.
So I want to finish watching his videos. I brought this up to the Inevitable Sand too, not too long ago. He's another good YouTuber. I like.
Trent, good friend of mine.
Trent.
Yeah.
He did an interview on me too.
He always beats me to the punch. bastard. That's it. I'm texting him later. See, I didn't even know that. I must have. That one slipped me by, I guess.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. Now I'm enjoying this. Like I'm enjoying my interview.
Yeah. See, I had to make a spin on it. So.
The concept of an interview is actually very interesting. I like that. So, but he's another one. Like I brought it up to his attention about his every card has a story segment.
Yeah.
He did one element of Hero Tempest. And I brought it to his attention that the video cut short at like around about the 4:15 mark or something like that.
Yeah.
And I noticed it and I'm like, I wanted to finish hearing the story because it was a really good story that he was telling.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's Yugi-Tubers like that inspire me. You know, but for the most part, I know that Trent doesn't really play as much. He's more of a collector.
Yes.
So if I had to duel somebody, I want to duel Slim.
You want to duel Slim? Yeah, I wanted to interview Trent, but he's like, oh, I don't play, man. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? Can you play for one thing? He's going, I don't really have a deck. And he's like, I'm like, okay, all right, fine. He actually just uploaded, I guess, my chapter of the Yugi-Tubing history. Mm-hmm. And how I sort of broke into it. About
I'm watching the segment. That's so far it's pretty good. Like I like the segment. I'm interested to see where he keeps going with it.
Oh yeah, he's got plans. Trust me, he's got some good plans. All right, I'm actually going to finally summon. I'm going to summon Lila, the sorceress from hell.
Lila, the sorceress from hell. Yes.
All right. Now I am going to. No response to that at all.
No response.
Okay. I'm going to activate her effect, change her to defense, to destroy the one last back row.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, now I'm going to special summon Judgment Dragon.
I thought so. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to attack direct for 3,000.
All right, I'm at 16.
Okay. Now I mill out the wazoo. So 3, which is a Maxi, an Aaron, and a Photon Thrasher. 4 for JD, Chaos Sorcerer, Heavy Storm, another JD, and Raiko. And I will end my turn and say it's over to you.
Drawing my card for the turn. How many cards you got in your hand?
4. Max C kind of helped.
It did actually.
Okay, while you're thinking about your turn there and deciding what you're going to do, we're now at question number 13, my favorite question. Simply because it's my favorite number, and it's also something else that has to do with me. But you'll see what as soon as I ask you the question. What kind of music do you most like and listen to?
That's an interesting question. Well, for the most part, I just started back getting into rap music. Mm-hmm. Like I figured, old school music, old school rap music keeps me, pretty hype. Not really a big fan of this new school crap.
Yeah, I was around for the birth of that, so. I remember Grandmaster Flash and Run DMC, stuff like that when it first came out. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under it. Stuff like that. Love that stuff, man. It's the classic shit.
But I try to be more open-minded. I try to listen to all genres of music. But there's one particular genre of music that has steered me away, and that's country.
I'm right on board with you, man. I've tried it. I just can't. There's a couple songs, but
it's hard.
Yeah, I know.
Just like it as a genre. So I'm not a big country fan, but I will listen. Oh, I'm not really a big fan of the what we call at my job the hand hanging stuff.
Oh,
not really a big fan of that.
You mean like we're talking like the thrash kind of?
We're talking about like the death metal, heavy metal,
yeah,
slow, suicidal, 5 Finger Death
Five Finger Death Punch, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into all that.
Well, then you wouldn't like my band.
Well, what's your band?
My band's called Liminus, but mind you, we do, Liminus is a Latin word for on the threshold. Because we actually, the interesting story is we called ourselves Threshold, and there was a band in England that had been going since about 93, I think, and they were called Threshold, and they threatened to sue us, so I had to change the name. So I looked up what it would be in Latin, because, you know, who the hell uses Latin anymore? And I said, right. Liminus, right? So I thought, that's cool. And then it hit me, it's like, oh yeah, you can hear some of those Gregorian chant guys going, you know, Liminus, Dominus, you know, stuff like that, right, when they're doing their chants. So I thought, that's kind of neat. And then I texted Buddy from Threshold, or didn't text him, I messaged him on, I think it was MySpace back when that was actually a thing. And I said to him, is it okay if we use Liminus, which means on the threshold in Latin? He said, I think that's brilliant. So it stuck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but we do some acoustic, we do some heavier, we do some classic rock sounding stuff. It's kind of a mixed bag.
Gotcha.
So what you gonna do, man?
That is the question at hand. I mean, I know there's a couple moves I can make. I'm just deciding if they're the best ones for my current predicament.
Okay. While you're thinking about it, answer another question for me. Who's your favorite musical artist?
Covering any genre or
any genre you want. Just like if you were stuck on a desert island and you could only bring one album with you, who would the artist be?
I would probably have to be T.I.
Oh yeah?
It's like a lot of his music speaks to me.
That's cool. That's cool.
He makes really good music. But that's just me. You know, I'm a big T.I. fan.
Not a big deal. I think that's pretty cool.
Most of the songs on my iPhone are T.I. songs. So, you know.
Very cool. So do you watch any of the animes at all? Like Yu-Gi-Oh stuff?
No. I haven't watched them since Duelist Kingdom and Battle City.
Yeah.
I lost track after Battle City. It's just, although I did happen to catch like the season finale of GX Academy when Jaden runs into Yugi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Yugi just ends up with all 3 God cards. You know,
of course.
Wait a minute, now what just happened? Now we've already established since the beginning of this series that Yugi is a big cheater. You know, but things just got worse because I'm like, first of all, how did you even get Kaiba's Obelisk and Merrick's Raw to summon them? And then you summon all 3. How? Like, why?
I don't think the shows are actually supposed to make that much sense, so you just kind of sit back and go, all right, I'll let it go.
I guess you're right. Like,
okay.
I'm just saying, that was funny to me when I saw that.
I know. I remember thinking something very similar. So, do you have a favorite character from a Yu-Gi-Oh show? Or one that you could relate to, maybe?
Probably Duke Devlin.
Duke Devlin. Yes. Good choice, because that's, you know, it was always him that I kind of liked too, along with Joey, so.
Oh, Joey was just silly. Him and Tristan, like, they both were just, like, silly. Like, so, no, but I like Duke Devlin because, you know, even though he wasn't that great of a duelist or anything like that, and, like, he tried the wrong person. Like, you know, you just don't try young Yugi. Like, you just don't.
Yeah, no.
Even in your own game, don't challenge him. But Duke Devlin, like, I'm a very creative person. working on my own card game and my own anime.
Really?
So, yes. So I feel like as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, Duke Devlin was, very creative. Like I think he was one of the most, beside Hyper, obviously, he had the money.
Yeah. Yeah, screw the rules. I got money.
Exactly. But Duke Devlin was a very creative person.
Yeah, for sure.
The whole Dungeon Dice Monsters thing was pretty cool.
Actually, a friend of mine got that, and we tried it out, and it was interesting. Much.
I played it on the Game Boy Advance when they released it on GBA.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like for the most part, I liked it.
I still have a sealed first edition of the first set that they ever released for that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, my roommate. This is before we became roommates. She just happened to be wandering around in like a thrift store, and she found it there, and it was like $2. So she bought it and gave it to me.
What?
I know, right? That's what I said.
How does that happen?
Well, I don't know, but it happened, and I was like, yeah, cool.
Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. And I don't know, part of me just feels like this is probably going to be the last move for me. But I'm talking about in terms of analyzing my current board position.
Yeah.
I think this could be the last move, but I'm going to have to make the most optimal. So,
Okay.
here's what I'm going to do. Provided you don't have a Baylor in hand, which I don't know why I'm getting a cut for you do, we're going to Monster Reborn something real quick.
Target.
Target is going to be a wind-up chart.
Okay.
There it is.
Are we still recording? Oh yeah, we're still recording. Good. I wouldn't want this to cut out halfway.
I'm going to normal summon a shark.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to activate this shark's effect.
All right. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Shark becomes 5.
Okay.
I'm going to activate this shark's effect.
Okay.
This shark becomes 5.
Okay. I'm getting scared here.
I'm going to overlay 5.
Dun dun dun. What's he gonna pull out now, guys? Oh no!
I'm going to make it terrorist. Yeah!
All right.
Alright. Okay, so this bad boy is 2600 attack. I'm going to proceed to my... Okay, are we in agreement? I'm going to move to my battle phase.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, so we are now in battle phase.
Yes.
I'm going to attack your Lila.
Okay. Lila goes to the graveyard.
Alright. End of the battle phase is what we have here. That's why I like Terrors. Terrors reminds me too much of Gladiator Beast mechanic.
Ah, yes. Yes.
I do this at the end of the turn, and then I do this. Okay. So at the end of the battle phase, we're gonna pop JD with Terrace's effect.
Okay. JD goes bye-bye.
Goes bye-bye.
Nice move, dude, by the way. Nice move.
I think that's the best move I could have made. So
I agree.
main phase 2, I'm gonna set 1.
Okay.
And we're gonna go into end phase, attack, and it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. Now, while I'm drawing, I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite anime series?
Not in particularly, because I'm not a big anime person. But
Okay.
like, if I had to make a choice, it would probably be Naruto.
Yeah, that's a good choice, man. That's a good one. That's for sure.
I mean, I kept up with like some of it. Like I could hold a conversation with Naruto fans about Naruto.
Right.
I mean, I'm not like hardcore where I skip the fillers and read all the way to the current chapter. But pretty much I know who's dead right now, and I know what's going on with the Akatsuki and stuff like that. I can talk about stuff like that.
Cool. Very cool. That's a really good one, too. Personally, right now, I'm kind of I've been watching it like over and over again. Is that Full Metal Alchemist? I don't know if you've ever seen that. That's really good.
I've seen a few episodes. I like Full Metal Alchemist. Scar is actually my favorite antagonist.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. So have you ever gone to any of the bigger Yu-Gi-Oh events like a YCS or National? Yeah.
My most recent endeavor was YCS Atlanta earlier this year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they haven't put one within my reach. You know, considering my my travel.
Yeah.
Accommodations and stuff. But YCS Atlanta was, probably one of the best events that I've been to.
They're a lot of fun.
Yes. I met a lot of players. I'm talking, when I say I met a lot of players, like I met a lot of the people that I look up to and respect as players and role models in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I met Anthony Pasquarello, I met Jarrell Winston, I met Joe Giolando and Paul Clark. Who else was there? I met Billy Bragg.
He's really cool, actually.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So is Jarrell, too.
I actually, my round 4, believe it or not, you remember who won YCS Atlanta, right? Earlier this year?
Yes.
Okay. I actually was playing against Stephon Lazille, sitting right next to Jarrell Winston, playing against Marquise Henderson.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Like, what was funny was I was watching this kid playing, and he was playing his TG, and like, I just finished my game. I had just played the Insect Mirror match with Stephon Lazille.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, by the way. Like, I know he was a little upset about his loss, but he wasn't salty about it or anything like that. And ever since then, Stephon Lazille's been doing very good. He talked recently with Chaos Dragons.
Wow.
So, big shout out to him. But Jarrell, like, he was very inquisitive. Like, he may I read? And, he was just very, well, mannered and, just, it wasn't what I was expecting because of how he is in his video.
Yeah.
So, like, to see him in person, the way he plays, it was just like, man. So, when you're watching videos and stuff like that, this is something that I stress to a lot of my subscribers and viewers as well. Like, when you are seeing professional Yugi-Tubers and pro players and stuff like that, when they do these things, you never want to just make an assumption about them because, you never know how they really are.
Right.
So, to have met these, players at this event and to see them up close and personal and talk to them and interact with them gave me a whole new perspective about it. Same with Ryan Spicer, the Bowling Brothers.
Yeah.
Jonathan Moore, Cesar Gonzalez, like even meeting him, I didn't have the same impression. Like meeting him gave me a different perspective about him too, because a lot of people have their opinions about Cesar Gonzalez, but he's actually a nice person. Like
Yep.
So yeah, but you can only discover this by going to events like this. Like you have to open yourself up to stuff like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree 100% for sure. Yeah, any of you guys out there that are watching this right now, if you ever have a chance to go to something like a YCS or a great big nationals gathering or something like that, do it. Because, we're actually quite a big little community, I would say. But most of the people that I've come across, and probably the same with Charlie here, is they turn out to be just average people, and they're really cool. And they're approachable. They're not like complete dicks or nothing. They're not going to go, "Hey, buddy, go away. Don't you know who I am?" And I was actually expecting that from a couple of different. I'm not going to name names because I'm just not going to do that right now, anyways. But some of them, I guess, I expected to get that kind of a thing from, but I didn't, and I was like impressed. I'll be honest. One of them I had heard, I guess it might have been a bad day for the guy at the time, but I heard he could be a little bit of a dick, was Billy Bragg. And I guess somebody had a bad experience, and I'd seen a couple of videos that he'd been in, and he did come across a little bit of an attitude kind of thing, I guess. So I was fully expecting that, and I approached him and I asked him to sign something, and he was complete opposite of what I anticipated. Very well spoken, very well mannered, very friendly, approachable. He takes the time to turn around, look at you, talk to you. And he, according to what the discussion that I had with him, was he's like that with everybody, for the most part. I mean, everyone's going to have a day where they are in grumpy mode, obviously. We all get them. But yeah, Billy was probably, of all the pro players that I met, him and Jarrell probably topped the list. Oh, and Vexicuse. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah. I haven't met him in person, but I've been subscribed to him for quite some time right now. And, oh, you know what? Speaking of honorable mentions, he would have been another one that I would have said.
To duel?
His videos. Bitch, please, know your rule.
Oh, yeah, the head bitch in charge, man. Yeah. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good.
Yeah, he would have been another. But yeah, one thing that I like about Betsy, though, like, he's very heartfelt. Like, you know, a lot of people would just have this assumption that pro players and well-known players are just, you know, arrogant, cocky, and stuff like that. But Betsy isn't like that. Like, I talk to him all the time on Facebook. He's very heartfelt about a lot of things.
Yes.
You know? So, I mean, oh, and if you ever get the chance to, all the viewers, if you ever get the chance to go to a YCS, try to look up Joe Giolando. Like,
one of the guys from my locals just beat him at the YCS Tacoma.
Yes. I think he included that in his report. But take the time to look him up too, because like I feel like in this new generation of Yu-Gi-Oh, Joe Giolando offers us what a lot of the pro players in the old school days offered us. You know, the kid is very knowledgeable. Like,
yes.
I mean, he's only 21 years old, but he is one of the smartest Yu-Gi-Oh players I've ever listened to. You read his articles, gives off very refined information. Like, you know, you can't really sit there and complain about what he has to say because, you know, in the back of your mind, you know he's right.
Yeah.
And I talked to him at YCS Atlanta. Paul Clark didn't really have a whole lot to say, you know, but, you know, he said a few things. But Joe Giolando, as I stood there and just listened to him talk, I was like, if I had the time to duel you, I would just sit down and just duel you because, like, this kid is just so smart.
Yeah.
But I kind of had to take what, you know, I had because I was in rounds and stuff like that, so I kind of had to take what I had and just, you know, leave. But I made sure that, you know, I told all my teammates and stuff like that, like, go find these guys. Like, you know, don't let the whole thing of these guys are, you know, pro players. Don't let that deter you. I didn't let that stop me from walking up to him and say, hey, they were a little surprised that I knew who they were because I walk up to them, shake their hand, and be like, Ryan Spicer, nice to meet you, man. And they're like, you know, they're like, well, of course. Like, these guys, they, you know, they contribute so much to the Yu-Gi-Oh community. So
yeah, for sure.
You know, but
they're not some of the best players for no reason. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes.
It's my turn, isn't it? I've actually just been enjoying chatting with you and doing this, that I completely forgot where the hell we were. It is my turn, and that's right. I was going to activate Pot of Avarice. No! Any response to that? No. All right. Well, I'm going to put one of my JDs back. Put the other JD back. Let's see. I'll throw a Wolf in there. I'll throw a Gearfried, and I'll throw a Lumina. So 2 JDs, Wolf, because of the chance of milling him, obviously, and a Gearfried, and a Lumina. My little tiny what's left of my deck here. Just shuffle them really good. Yeah. All right. Now I'll cut them. All right. There we go. And I'll draw 2.
You draw the 2 JDs. No!
No, I didn't.
No, I only drew 1. No worries.
Yeah, I only drew 3. I mean 1. I'm just gonna set one face down. And like my buddies always say, he sets the Ryko. All right, so you've actually kind of already answered this anyways. I was going to say, you know what Oracas and stuff are, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which of all the Yugi-Tubers do you like the artwork for the best? Like, which Yugi-Tuber do you think is the best Oraca maker, artwork / artist type thing?
I like Sonora's work.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think he does a really good job. Like his Oracas are more like anime based, which I get that's the idea. But I guess there's more like a realism to the Oracas that he does.
Right.
So yeah.
That's cool. I've seen some of his stuff and he's very good at it. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I got something I got to show you.
Okay.
All right. So you're talking about these Oracas that are like the anime ones, right? Well, I have a friend of mine that does them as well, but I think he calls them dub cards. Because basically you're just taking existing stuff and turning it into something like this, right?
Yes.
Right. So he gave me a bunch like last year. I guess I won a contest of his or something. So I got 3 tour guides. Your favorite. Right? And you know what I'm going to do, dude? I know this was given to me by a friend of mine, but I'm going to send you this for doing this interview with me.
No way.
So this is for you, Charlie.
Dude, no way.
And I've got my other 2 favorite dragons. Dark Arm Dragon and JD. And JD is actually secret rare version.
Yes, I noticed that. I love that actually.
Pretty cool, aren't they? And that's Kevin Shea 93. Kevin, I hope you don't mind that I'm paying it forward a little bit, because finding out now that Charlie's favorite monster is the Envoy of the Beginning, I'm going to send it to him, because he's been a real good sport about this, and he's just too awesome not to. So I hope you're not like insulted by it, because it's not the intent of it.
No, that card, I promise you, if you send that to me, that is not going anywhere.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to find a frame or something to put it in or something. But oh man, that is so awesome. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries, dude, man. I think, like I say, I can see within the next year you're going to be a pretty big known Yugi-Tuber. I'll give you that for sure. And I hope that my little shtick here helps you out for sure. I know I don't have like a crap ton of viewers, but I've got a fair amount. I actually kind of like the level I'm at, where it's not like overwhelming and I'm not like, ambushed by zombies every time I go to an event, right? So, anyway, so I set this guy ended turn.
Alright, I'm going to draw my card.
Oh, did you just pull out? Oh, is that Digusto, Phoenix? Is that Digusto?
I might just be Yugi here, because I like have the heart of the cards. I'm going to go ahead and play the card actually. It's my part of average.
Ha ha! There he goes, right back at you, Neil.
Oh, so many combo pieces going back. Alright, so we're going to do a shark.
Shark, rabbit, magician.
Yes.
Rat.
Shark, rabbit, magician, rat, and Zemati.
All right. He's got the lethal army going right back into his deck there, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
What a rip, like right off the top. Alright, so Zemati is going to go with my extra here. Killer Parrot is going to go with my extra here. Shut this bad boy. So yeah, I actually had one of my subscribers message me on one of my videos recently, and I don't know if you were watching the mini-series I did recently. I did a mini-series, Succeeding in the Yu-Gi-Oh community?
Yes, yes, actually that's really good, by the way.
Thank you. Episode 3 basically was talking about how casual players can get the most out of their Yu-Gi-Oh experience.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my subscribers actually happens to be a casual player, but he messaged me the other night. He said, Charlie, I really appreciate you doing this video because I went to my locals for the first time, took a lot of my stuff for trade and traded for a bunch of cards I needed for my fraud deck and got extra trade bait. He said, I just really appreciate you doing the video. You were right all along. And I told him, you know what? That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that was the whole idea.
Yeah.
You know, anytime I do like a mini series or something like that, the whole idea is to give you knowledge that you need to help you. You know?
Educate the masses, man.
Exactly. I'm not just one of those kind of people that just, you know, well, hey, I'm a YouTube partner, I'm a YouTuber, I'm just going to do a video to put my face up. No. I think that's the last thing people want to see. But I got a wealth of knowledge to put out there. So, like...
Hey man, you know what? I enjoy the Yugi-Tubers that show themselves on camera. I think people that... Well, I'm sure some people that don't have reasons. Their parents may not want them to. They might be a little insecure about it. I'm sure there's all kinds of reasons, but I think it's better if you can see somebody face to face. Because a lot of times, I don't know about you, but when I watch some of these videos and you're watching them and you can see them and they're talking to you, because that's kind of what it feels like. It's like they're talking right to you. Yeah. Yeah. I just find it a little notch higher on the enjoyable side of it.
And that's the way that's the way the YouTube experience should be.
I think so.
Like I realize that a lot of people, but believe it or not, some of my subscribers are actually overseas people. You know, I realize that I might not ever get to see these people like in real life, but just to know that I can connect with them over social media and be able to use what I've learned about the game to help them. That's what makes Yugi-Tuber such a great experience for me. So I have no regrets about what I do. The only regret that I have about Yugi-Tuber is just the fact that I am not as good as I think I could be, or I'm not as good as some of the better or veteran Yugi-Tubers.
Right.
So
I'm telling you right now, Charlie, man, you've got the stuff to do this. All right. So if you don't think you're as good as you could be, then I'm afraid. Because if you can get better than you are, then I'm running for the hills.
Oh my God. Well, I really appreciate that. I really do.
I always give credit where credit is due, because I think people need to know, like, if you're taking up an endeavor on something like this, like doing Yugi-Tubing, I think if you're curious to know what the public opinion is, I consider myself John Q. Public, so I'm going to give you my opinion, and you do it very well, man. Like, you do it really well. You could be up at the upper elite echelon in no time. Just don't forget us little guys when you get there, okay?
Oh, come on, man. Like, I forget what video it was that caused me to subscribe to you, but I just know that I watched one of your videos one day. It was like you just came up in the recommended channels.
Yes, that's what you do.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to subscribe to him. It's like, he's cool. Like, I like the way that he does his videos. Like, he's down to earth, he's laid back, and he just has fun. He does. That's kind of what I want to do. I just want to be, comfortable in what I do.
Well, you know that you go to big events and you're going to be seen by people. So try and be as real as you can be in front of the camera. It's the advice I give everyone. Make sure it's you that you're showing the world, and not some... I mean, obviously everybody hams it up a little bit for comedic relief or whatever, right? But make sure that it's still the you that when you meet some little kid came running up to me at YCS Tacoma, and he was like, Cyrus. I was like, hey, little guy. And he was really shy, but I had communicated with him a couple of times. He goes, you really are just like you are in your videos. I'm like, well, it's my goal, basically. Yeah. And he's like, but I'm not sure about the other ones, and there's a bunch of them here that I want to get autographs from. Can you take me around to them and introduce me? I'm like, no problem. So I started taking them around. You know, there's Crocresta and Dragon Duelist Girl and Mecha J-Yoon and Slim and a few others, and I got all the autographs for him and stuff. Like Billy Break, even. I said, hey, Billy, you want to sign this little guy? He's like, yeah, no problem. Right? But when you hear them say something like that, wow, you know what, you're just like you are in your videos, then you go, you know what, mission accomplished. Because that's, what you see is what you get, is what I try to emphasize. And you're not going to see some guy that seems really cool on camera, then you meet him in at an event and he's a complete jerk. Right. I mean, I have my days, but let's face it, everybody does. But for the most part, I'm always, you know, and you appear to be like the same kind of person where you're always going to be there for any of your subscribers, right? When at events and stuff. I mean, we can't save everybody, obviously, right? But yeah, but you know what I mean. And just try and keep it real. It's the biggest piece of advice I could give any of you guys. Make sure you keep it real and be yourself.
No, you're absolutely right. That's the way it should be. You know, just like how I'm being with you right now and joking. And,
yeah.
And that's the way I am in real life. Like a lot of, you know, subscribers and people, they'll tell you. I do my best to try to be funny because I realize who I'm named after. I know all about him.
Yeah, but you take it really well, right? I mean, you know that you're going to hear about it once in a while, and you ride with it, and that's cool.
And I even learned how to do the dance.
Did you? That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
So I make the joke with people sometimes. They're like, so Charlie, what are you going to go as this Halloween? I said, I'm going to go as Charlie Chaplin. I'm going to get my top hat and my, you know, fox mustache and the cane, and I'm going as Charlie Chaplin.
That's awesome, man. You got to get pictures if you do that, for sure. Or have you done?
It slips my mind all the time, but I'm going to do it one day. I'm going to actually get someone to take a picture of me and my Charlie Chaplin.
That would be just too funny. Okay, I got a couple of more questions, and we're probably coming towards the end of this extraordinarily long duel anyways. Dude, I think you may have broken a record here.
Really?
Yeah, most of my duels are around anywhere from the half hour to 40-minute to an hour range, but I think we've already passed the hour and 15-minute mark.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, time flies when you're having fun, I always say.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay, so I laid that down, so it is your turn, and you've got, that's the Phoenix, right? And you're about to flip my dude up, aren't you?
Yes, I drew my 2 off my powder average that I top decked.
Okay.
Not really, I didn't really draw anything. So I'm going to use Tears to attack the face down, and I bet you it's a Oraca.
Yeah, it is.
Stinking.
It is a Oraca. So I'll use it. I'll activate his effect.
I have a Tears that cannot be destroyed by card effects, and I have a back row. Which card would you like to target?
I will take the back row, obviously. Right? So I just milled a Mystical Space Typhoon, Solar Recharge, and Gores.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's what. Usually I get that response when I mill a Gores.
How can I just say Maxi hand traps just absolutely wrecked the deck. So, like, if you mill them, I am a happy panda.
That's all right. That's cool. Okay.
So I'm gonna normal summon my wind up rabbit and set a back row and go into end phase, detach the final material on Tears. I love Tears because it still cannot be destroyed by battle, even though I can't pop a card. I mean, yeah. That is fine. I'm okay with not being able to pop a card. It just will sit there. So, your turn.
Okay. I will draw. Aha. All right. Okay, so before I do my turn, do you play on Dueling Network? Yeah.
The reason being because I'll say it in a term where a lot of people, can, there are more novice players that play on Dueling Network nowadays.
Yeah.
So unless it's with a teammate or a friend, or like say if you wanted to duel on Dueling Network like that, then I don't generally get on Dueling Network. But usually people just hit me up on Facebook or something and say, hey, you want to duel? Then I'll just jump on Dueling Network like that.
Cool.
I do use Dueling Network, and what's happening at the present moment is a friend and I are actually trying to find a way to create our own desktop.
Oh, cool. Good idea. Good idea.
The one thing that I have, though, as a stipulation, if we do get this up and going, is that you will have to take a test when you create an account. And I would want that because I want to make sure that everyone who's creating an account to play test on this site knows what they're doing. So if you take this test and you fail it, I can't have you making an account and then jumping online and having experienced players, even intermediate players. You don't necessarily have to be like the Billy Breaks or Emmanuel Palms and stuff like that to play, but you please at least have read the rule book.
Yeah, know what you're doing. Read up on some of the current meta decks that are popular. Know the effects. Because it sucks when you don't know and somebody makes a play and you could have done something but you don't know what the card does and they go, oh, effect, and I'm going to blah, blah, blah. You go, shit, I could have dropped Max C. That kind of thing, right?
Yes.
So,
it's like I tell people at my locals all the time. When they ask me a basic question, like about basic game mechanics and stuff, I'm like, and by the way, you know that thing that comes in the structure decks that you guys tend to throw away? That's called a rule book. You may want to read it.
Yeah, stop throwing it away.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to make my move here.
All right.
Summon Lumina, because I just top decked it. Any response?
No response.
All right. I will activate her effect. Pitch a wolf. Summon out another Lumina. I will activate her effect. Pitch the effect Veiler I drew far too late. You hear that? I drew it far too late. And what's the attack on Tyrus? He's 21?
26.
26. Damn it. There's really no, yeah, wow. Screw it. I'll just pull out a wolf. Big guns where I can. All right. All right. There's a reason why I did that, though. For my last question that you can ponder and answer over while I make my finishing move, I interviewed you, obviously, with intent to get your name out there as much as I can. You're going to have, because you're a cool guy, Charlie, and you're going to have people that are watching this. They're going to go to your channel and they're going to subscribe once they realize just how cool of a guy you are. So my usual finishing question in an interview is, what can people expect from you and your channel when they go and sub to you?
I think I can answer that question.
I think you can too.
What people are going to get when they go to my channel is, okay, they're going to get a lot of insight about some of the most precedented topics in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! They're going to get the perspective of someone who has seen everything on a different spectrum. Like for example, how the Yu-Gi-Oh! Succeeded in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
I was able to do that miniseries because I've been on both ends of the spectrum.
Right. Okay.
Now, I'm not going to put something up on my channel that I don't know anything about. You know, so you can best believe that you will get what you're looking for when you come onto my channel. You'll get insight about cars that maybe you never thought about. You'll get my perspective about, you know, the archetypes that are ruling the format at the present moment. I even started incorporating a new segment in my channel where I keep everybody current about what's going on now, what's buzzing in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. That's called Yu-Gi-Oh News.
Yeah.
I would have done one, you know, talking about YCS Barcelona, but I don't have enough content to add to that because, you know, there's other things that are going on. But besides YCS Barcelona and what just won and everything like that, there's nothing really going on. You know? But other than that, I have so many other, you know, and plus I have a interactive segment where you can ask me anything Yu-Gi-Oh related. I tell people, I know for a fact that there's something about Yu-Gi-Oh that you want to know, and I am 110% certain that I can answer it because I have 7 running episodes of Money Questions, Money Answers, and
I love that title, by the way.
And that's actually in honor of my team that I'm on. I'm part of Team Milk Money, so
yeah.
I did that title as you know. And the catchphrase for that segment is, you know, the only questions that aren't worth asking are the ones that aren't worth money. So, you know,
I like it.
so, you know, and from running that segment of Money Questions, Money Answers, I haven't failed anyone yet. You know, so that's what you'll get. You just get raw, unprecedented material. You know, and while I know that, you know, we have a lot of people who do similar segments like I do, you know, they don't do them like I do them. I'm very unique in what I do.
That's the whole thing. I mean, there's a lot of different segments that any Yugi-Tuber can do. I mean, everybody does deck profiles. Everybody does topping and all, like listing out toppings and stuff like that from events or whatnot. The key is to add your twist to that stuff.
Yes.
And make it your own. All right. Well, I'm going to attack your Tiras with my Lumina. This one right here. And I'm dropping Honest in the battle step. Or in damage, sorry.
Yep, I take 1,000.
All right. And I'm going to attack Rabbit with the Wolf. You going to activate his effect?
No, because that's game either way. So I guess that's
all right, and all I'm holding is Card Trooper and Trigodia.
Same. One time to play tour guide. I didn't use that.
Oh, the old, geez, what was coming next?
I very much enjoyed that.
I have a JD up next. That was my next card. All right. This actually was really, really fun to do. I'd only contacted you on a few occasions to talk about this and say, hey, I think you're really cool and all that. But in the short time that we've been doing this, although it hasn't really been that, it's like an hour and a half now. I've gotten to know you a little bit more about you anyways, and you've definitely got my ringing endorsement, 100%. You're a great guy. I think you're a personable guy. You're knowledgeable. You're well-mannered. I mean, there's no reason why... Hang on. There's no reason why you guys should not sub to this guy, because he's one of the better ones that I've come across, and I've seen a crap ton of Yugi-Tubers and met a bunch of them too. So you get your finger on that mouse right now and go over to the little yellow button and click it. I think they're red now, but whatever. But you get the point. Anyways, guys, another Intervuel is in the books. I'm going to shoot the crap with Charlie here for a little while. So I won't keep you guys. You guys have probably gone through 3 bags of popcorn and 2 huge big gulps already. So go to the bathroom, pee, and we'll see you guys next time. Charlie, anything you want to add to this?
For those of you who are watching this and you're not subscribed to Cyrus, subscribe to him as well, because he has really, really good content. The guy has a sense of humor. He's funny. He brings his own personality to Yugi-Tuber, and I enjoy him very much as well. So hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the subscribe button for him too.
All right.
It's awesome.
All right, guys. That's it for me and Charlie here. So we're swinging for game.